Well, that's how we call it in my tongue. Most of the roles, um, these, I'm talking about the most famous actresses. It was very confrontational. It was very like, um, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because this movies was before I was born. These movies are from the 40s and the 50s. I was born in 65. But yeah, they're not a good example. Not a good example, and that's what I was stuck in one day in one of these spaces, which that shit freaked me out. I mean, I feel like, why they give us these tools? And they always have these people, moderating these spaces, like they all happen to be sometimes. I mean, most of the time, I think they find it college educated and stuff. They're annoying as hell. It's like no matter what, the palest ones, they end up being on top, in charge. You know, I mean, I'm talking about in Mexico. You feel like no matter what, and that shit affected me. It shit affected me. I only discovered those things like 5 months ago. So I didn't know. It's like it just make me angry every time. Like you want to tweet something, you want to write something, which it's not often that I do, but sometimes I have like something like, okay, let me write it down. So now it asks you like five things. What you want to do? You want to this? You want to that? You want to that? It's like, and I noticed that one is like space. It's like, so I don't know how long that shit's been going on, but it is. I mean, I think they're just calibrating the computers because that's one of the things that they're lacking. That's one of the things they're lacking is the voice recognition. The voice recognition. And I think that's the most difficult. That is the most difficult, especially for us in Latin America. I mean, especially like in Mexico, that we can talk a whole hour without not even saying what we want to say. But we got so many ways to tell you something without actually saying it. And I think that's one of the things that is driving them crazy. But with these spaces, I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna figure it out because I mean these supercomputers keep consuming so much information in one day. That's what they say. The videos they're putting out, they say in one day they are consuming the amount a regular human being consume in the entire lifetime of a human being. I'm like, wow. So I really think they're running on their own. And some of that videos they say they're running on their own. They're perfecting. They call it perfecting themselves. They keep improving themselves, auto correcting. They're making this software to proofread their own freaking shit. They're like to look for patterns. Like, oh, what is the association between these people and those people? And that's how the computer, in a matter of days, can discover it. You see, those people and those people, these are all the behaviors they got in common. They all got in common all these behaviors. And that's how they start finding patterns. They start finding like checkmate, checkmate. And it's so scary. That's why I don't even want to go to the spaces no more. It's like, you know, those voices are there. And it's just a matter of time before they make up the computer that's going to be specializing in voice and right there, and they're going to be able to find out whose voice that is, even when it's camouflaged, even when it's disguised, even when you're faking the voice. They're gonna, I mean, like, and to top it all off, I keep seeing these commercials, which I don't watch commercials as much as I can. I avoid them like the plague, and that's why I always, I train myself never to watch the phone, nothing, never watch it. I'm always like this, a little bit to the right, to the left, a little bit, like this, but not looking at my face. And the other day, I found a video, and this guy, he said they call it biometric data, which is the most expensive. And he said, when you don't know it, when you don't know it, they are doing vital readings. They are doing vital readings. I was like, I think it was that website, a Gaia, whatever. One of these, I don't watch it. It's like so crackery. But I watch it when Billy Carson come on, and which is a sellout, you know. I mean, and I don't know. I'm dissociating already. This shit is too much. Oh yes. So I have noticed that, even when I have don't watch it, they, what they say it is that, and it's so shameless to me. To me, it's shameless, and I find that to anybody who had like 20 brain cells, you're gonna see that, you're gonna consider that shameless. Supposedly, they got this app that you can point it out at any vegetation, and it's gonna tell you what the name is of that vegetation. And I'm like, wow. I mean, that shit is like, when I saw that, it freaked me out completely. Like, come on, is there people really that stupid that you're gonna tell the slave master, what's here, what's there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then they have another commercial, the same thing, and they say, oh, you can point it out at the rocks. You can point it out at the rocks, and it's gonna tell you, what is that rock? What is that rock? You see, that is like, you know, being super lazy. You can put it that way, being super lazy, or, which I mean, they are now because they have budget restrictions now. Even Billy Carson, he said that, that's how they outsourcing. They outsourcing NASA and all that shit because, they have money problems, and also because they want to keep it top secret, because they fear there's gonna be one time it's like, hey, you're using taxpayers' money, so we're entitled to find out what the hell you're doing. We want to know what you're doing with our tax dollars, with all your space programs. So what they're doing is like they're giving, just like the Rothschilds that they got, the so-called whore of England, which is not, that's the more appropriate term. You know, she's the front. I mean, like Billy Carson was saying that supposedly the Rothschilds, they own $750 trillion. The wealth, the wealth is supposedly valued in $750 trillion. I never heard somebody say that amount. I never heard somebody say an amount. So how he found out? That's probably because they're buddies. They're buddies, and they tell him, oh, you give this information. Because when he started talking about flat Earth, he reminded me a lot like Obama. He reminded me a lot like Obama. in the way that, like, oh, and like, yeah, there's the retarded flat earthers and like whatever. Like, that's why, I never trusted him, but so, like, the thing with the supercomputers is that that's all you gotta tell the computer. You tell the computers, like, how can I know where is gold? Where can I find gold? By looking at the rock formations, at the, at the plants. What plants or what mineral? What mineral? They know how to ask these questions to the algorithms, whatever, to set them up. I mean, I don't know this. I'm making it up, but I know that's how it works. There's some shit that I know and that I've been knowing, and years later I find out, oh, that's how it operates. That's how it, because I didn't go to school. Billy Carson didn't go to school either. There's a lot. I mean, the people that I follow didn't go to school, so we all like kind of think alike. And I think that's how the algorithm is finding out. It's like all these high school dropouts, blah blah blah, and this and that. These are the ones who uh, flew the cuckoo's nest. I mean, like, so. I mean, I just knew it. I just knew when I heard those commercials. I'm not watching it. When I heard those commercials, I don't know, I cannot describe that feeling, but it's a feeling of like, I was like, and I just hope there's not that many stupid people like that. But themselves, they already know. Themselves already know why these apps are popping up. Oh, you pointed out? You want to know what it's called? Get your phone out and point it out. And the phone is going to tell you the name and the history of that plant. So what's going to be happening when the you know they look it up at the end of the day, they tally, like, oh, there's been 5 people that reported this plant is growing over there, such and such. And they find, oh, when, they have found gold, whatever, and they found that coincidentally, or whatever you want to call it now, where there is gold mines, so to speak, I guess, I don't know. They find this kind of vegetation in the surface. When there's gold mine, they find this kind of rocks. So, okay. So they write it down. So horrible. This woman, all her head shaved, all the way, just a little hair over here. And she's taking this little boy to school. It's like, and they say, oh my God, I don't want my child to fall in love with a transsexual. Well, your actions say the opposite. It's like these bitches that they hate us, they are propping, or whatever you say that word, their children to become infatuated with us. They're butch as hell, they're masculine, so this child's gonna grow up looking for a transsexual. Automatically. They say, like, what the freaking difference? What's the effing difference? There's no difference. My mom is butch as hell, and she fight like a man and like whatever. And like, I mean, it's like, how stupid can you be? Because they don't realize that they're being played by Neanderthals. They're being played. You know, they keep egging us on. It's like, oh, you do you, girl. You're a bad bitch. Oh yes, you gotta have like, you gotta do yourself. You gotta be like whatever, like So our ego go like, oh yes, you know, these bitches are walking with a swag. I mean, that's what they think. I laugh, and then they got the freaking nerve like to approach you like a man, or what they think is a man. Like I go like, I look them at them and was like, I don't even give them a little bit of nothing. I, don't, I have been in this table right here, and they sit right in front of me and they start touching themselves. That's how ratchet these bitches are. What men don't do, they like to feel like, I can do it. What I don't even know what kind of sick mentality they got. And the reason I don't talk to them is because I already know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say that they got a big ass dildo, whatever they call it, strap on, whatever. And I go, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. I don't want nothing artificial, in my body and next to my body, nothing. I already got enough because I have breast enhancements. I have breast enhancements. That's all I need. That's the only thing I'm fake about. That's the only thing I'm fake about. And people like will say like, oh my God, it's so natural, whatever. Yeah, because I got my own too. I got my own. So I mean, it's an enhancement. It's not like these odd looking bitches that are skinny like this, and then they put like 2 soup bowls right here. They don't move nothing, so and hopefully one day soon enough I'll be able to take them off. It's just like in the meantime, because it's take a long time for the tissue to develop. I've been on estrogen for like 15 years, and I got to, well, they say I got to double B cup. So with these enhancements, I got double C. Double C. Double C. Double C I got. So I'm like, it's too much. It is too much. It's like, and that's what they all say. It's our own demise. Hello, good morning. It's our own demise because we are cooperating to our own demise. It's like, come on. People got to talk to the children. Don't be that stupid as to go tell the slave master, oh, they have this rock. I mean, I feel like, I guess most people are going to say like, oh, you're crazy. No. These computers, they have such capacity. They are not using silicon no more. So all these Silicon Valley, now they have new enhanced materials. That's why, like I said, like this iPod, my previous iPod, I bought it like 6-7 years ago. And I paid the same price. I got this one less than a year ago. Less than a year ago, I got a replacement. And I paid the same price. But guess what? The memory, the other one was 32 gigabytes. And this one got 125 gigabytes. In 7 years. In 7 years. That means in another 7 years, I'm probably going to have like 1,000 gigabytes for the same price. So you don't have to worry about nothing, like, which I like it and I don't like it. And that's not like it because, like when I had the 32 gigabytes, it's like, you have to erase it immediately, because then you cannot use it. So you always have to upload it to YouTube, whatever, so you can clear the memory, So right now, but it's nice. It's nice. 125 gigabytes is good. I never thought I was gonna have it because 100. I looked up the prices before I buy it. I know 125 gigabytes back then, 7 years ago, was like I forgot. I forgot how much it was, like $500 something, 400 something. Which with the tax and everything was more than $500. And now it's the same price. I pay with the 2-year guarantee, service plan, whatever they call it. It was 350, 350 with the tax and everything. It was 350. It's a lot of money, but I love my music. I gotta have my music in my. Um, I don't know. This I might think about buying a used iPhone or something because with that I could. But I need an iPhone that got a lot of memory for my music. But anyway, I'm not worried. I'm not even worried about that. But you know, just how we cooperate. I'm just like I cannot. This is all our fault. I mean, you could say that. You could say that, but at the same time, it's not because it's deceitful. Because the way they manufacture consent is by, like publishing everything in their movies, And I've seen, like a lot of lectures, even from Bobby Hammett, from Dr. Valentine, whatever, kind of like they say, oh, it's our fault. It's our fault because, they're telling you in the movies, what they're going to be doing to us. They are telling in the documentaries, they're telling like, but yes and no, because it was like, let me sit on this side. I'm going to turn around because I'm getting a little bit sore. Maybe this way I get a little better. I don't know. Because it's still deceitful. It is still deceitful when you don't provide the entire information. You withhold some information, or like like in the 1970s and 80s, my uncles who lived here in the United States, they used to come and bring us some of the gadgets that they didn't want, the children didn't want. You know, I remember one time they brought in it was like a rectangular red stuff like this, and it got some numbers, and you had to follow the light. You had to follow the light. It got all these patterns like, and then you have to look at just one time and recreate the pattern of the lights. So it's kind of like, you know, a very, like a rat in a laboratory. It's like, to this day, like, oh, click here, do this, do that. It's like, it's kind of like what they call it, a reward system, right? That we click something, we get a reward, something, just like rats in the laboratory. So, so he was the one who told us about these shows, Supernova, and he shows, like about, the cosmos, blah blah blah, and just like all this stuff, and so I never really liked him because I didn't really understand much. I thought it was like too, like it looked like sci-fi to me, and then I remember that I used to watch it sometimes because there was nothing else to watch, so you would go like put it on, and even when I got here to the United States, it's like I put it on sometimes. I mean, it's just I don't even remember what it was, but I do remember the one about the sky and how they can make clouds, and how they can make like whatever. And like 2 years ago, I saw it. Somebody put it on social media. Somebody put it on social media. That was like the supernova. from like 1985, something like that. It's just like, and I was like, damn. And it's like, it's hard to argue with that. It's like, come on. It's they told us what they was doing. So why are we horrified right now? Because they are producing these, typhoons. They're producing. I mean, last year we had like 6 tropical storms. Tropical storm, no, no, tornadoes. We had like 6 tornadoes, and we got like um, 2 hurricanes in the tri-state area, which is something rare. But once you remember, like, oh, okay, so they have the capability. It's called HAART, HAAT. Yeah, I think it's double HAR. No, yeah, something like that. HAART. And yeah, I don't know, and it's like they have all this footage from their installations around the planet. These HAART. So, which I mean, I haven't like. It's hard to find information now, and unfortunately, a lot of us we did not save that information. We don't have the culture of saving, downloading in a hard drive. This information that they're disclosing, and then it's just like you do searches and searches and searches, and it don't appear. A lot of shit don't appear, so I don't even know. Sometimes like it's gotta wait. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. How to do a searching. I know as much as the first 5 6 pages. Guarantee it's all propaganda. It's all curated by them. You know. I know that much. The sun is trying to